The game plan.
Hello YouTube. So I have been thinking for a while about how I'm gonna trade and how I'm gonna approach FTMO 400k. So here is the game plan. So I'm gonna merge my two account of 200k to one account of 400k, and I'm gonna trade 0.5%. That means around 2,000 a trade, and it means I only have around 20 trade before I lose the account. Okay, and to be honest, the best way for us to approach trading this phase is we're gonna get like a very small profit, 1,000, 2,000, and we stop trading and we wait for the refund. We wait for the payout, and that's how it's done. And I think that's the best way. And I think everyone should approach that kind of trading if you just got funded, because it actually allows you to get the refund, to get the first payout, and most importantly, it allows you to have a risk-free type of trading. It feels like you don't have anything like risking. You got your refund, and now you actually got a really big account to trade, and you're gonna trade like a lot better without stress. But for me right now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna go and trade normally. Usually in the past, what I usually do is I get some profit, I wait for the payout, and I stop trading on that FTMO account, and I buy another challenge. I buy another challenge in another platform, and I just trade in this challenge. But right now, I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna think the FTMO like my trading account, like my real trading account, and I'm gonna trade it every single day. Maybe not really every single day, but I'm gonna trade it regularly, and I'm gonna just trade it, and I don't care much about the outcome. I don't care much about the P&L, and what I care is the consistencies. What I care more about is how I'm gonna execute my trade, how I'm gonna manage risk, how I'm gonna manage myself, and how I'm gonna improve as a trader. And that's why I'm gonna trade regularly on the account and not caring much about the refund. So again, this is an aggressive kind of trading, and I am not recommending any one of you to do the same, because this is not the first time I am with FTMO. For a few times, I am with my first fund for 2 times. So the thing is, I know what's good for my process, and that's why I take this kind of approach. And yeah, I hope that you get things clear. This kind of personal reference. So basically 0.5% as my risk, 2 trades a day, and I want to be clear about when I scale in, I don't count the scale in as one execution. One execution, that means the whole trade itself with 1 hour in risking, because the one common, like when I scale in, they count it 1 trade. So when I scale in like 3 times, then they're gonna count it like 4 trades. So that's why I say it, to be clear. So 0.5%, 2 trades a day, and one execution, one execution, 1 trade, 1 opportunity, 1 session. And I don't count scale in as a trade. So I see you on today 1. I'm gonna enjoy this kind of view before coming back to trading, and hopefully we can deliver more value to you. And yes, it's like seeing what it feels like to trade with the life ended when real money is now in stake. Not only about the account size, not only about the real profits, but also about getting the refunds and kind of stuff.
Day 1.
Hello YouTube, so this is the first trade of the account, first trade of the day, and let's not let achievement things and certificate stuff affect our mind. Let's just focus and trade normally. So my buy today for the indices is bearish, and I am waiting to see how it open, and I'm gonna find an opportunity to enter my shot. So let's see how things go, and I will see you when we are in the live trade. Alright, so we are in the live trade, and the trade is the same as my buyers in my plan. Price opening, trade up, and I shot it. So that is the first trade of the day, risking 1 hour, which is 2,000. Let's see how the trade unfolds. Alright guys, so we closed the trade, and I lost less than 1 hour. So that is the thing. Sometimes when the chart is showing us that like the trade is not really working in our favor, and there are more than one thing that pointing in our face that hey, the trade is not working and something wrong. Then that is when I need to have enough confidence. Just like when I have enough confidence to scale in when the time comes, and when I see for a fact that I was wrong in my analysis, or the latest market behavior doesn't seem to fit my plan, then that is when I need to step up, take the courage, and close the trade. Maybe it hurts, but if we manage to lose less than 1 hour in the long run, it's gonna be a beautiful thing for our equity curve. So I see you on the next trade. Somehow my first trade is always a loss.
Second trade, London session.
So that is done for the day. To be honest, you can see my entry is shit. You can see right here is the first entry. I buy right at the top, and I was impulsive, but I know that the trade still have a possibility to work out, but I cannot deny the fact that I was impulsive. And when our entry is bad, it's really difficult to manage the trade to get to cut loss quick. Is even harder. Or when the trade is in profit, it's even harder to add to winning position. So a bad entries have a lot of problem. So entry is really important. And yeah, that's done for the day. I managed to get out at the first impulsive move. You can see right here. So yeah, I know not a lot of reward, but 0.5 hour. So we close the day, 2 trades, small loss, and yeah, just get started and let's get you to the tension, like the pressure of the account itself. And eventually, if we stick to the rule, things will get better. And the profits is just the outcome of us following our plan. So let's stick to the rule, 1 trade at a time. We will slowly get there, okay? Even now it go up a lot, I don't care because my entries was impulsive, so I could not hold. I could not really hold. If your entry is good, then you can hold, but if our entry is shit like this, then it's better to get out of the trade with quick profits. Yeah, so I see you on the next day. So just a quick reminder before we go to the next day. You can see eventually the trade go right into my entry. That's the reason why I keep reminding people that you should not add to winning position. Adding to losing position is even worse. Imagine the trade ran into your face and you are having like a big opening position. This is gonna mess your psychology up. Because usually when you have a big order build up, that means more profit. And the more profits you have, the harder for you to let go of that trade. And it went even more painful when it hit your stop loss. And now you, not only you lost a big profit, but you lost your stop loss. That's when you're gonna revenge trade. That's when you're gonna overtrade, and that's how we got killed. So yeah, just a quick reminder. I'll see you tomorrow.
Day 2.
Alright, so the reason that in this trade, you can see, basically, I trade using this trend line and this support level. And my bias for this pair in right section is bullish. So I have my bias is bullish. Then I should seek for an opportunity to trade this pair to the upside. So let's see how the trade unfolds. There's nothing really complicated about the trade. It's just basically break, retest, trend line, support, resistance, whatever you call it. I don't really focus on the strategy much, but more importantly, I'm focusing to manage myself better each day. So let's see how the trend unfolds. Alright guys, so I closed the trade um for around almost 2 hours, and today I'm still yeah, I only take one trade today, so that's it for today. I'm gonna see you on the next day, and you can see how beautiful the scale in look like. And yeah, so far I held the trade for around I held the trade for around 3 hours, and to be honest, it's quite long compared to what I usually do. But yeah, anyway, good trade, unfolding exactly like I planned. Beautiful scale in, and I call it a day. So I see you on the next day.
Day 3.
Hello YouTube. So currently we are in Asia market trading HK50, and my buyer today for this pair is bullish. When I have my buyers at bullish, I actually base on technical analysis and fundamental analysis as well. So yesterday, almost all stock market raised. So right now in Asia, I am expecting a move to the upside as the opening. So I will let you know once I am in the right trade. So yeah, you can see basically I'm trading using trend line and resistance support. Yeah, basic thing.
Second trade, same session. Third trade, same session. Fourth trade, same session.
So that is the luxury of the day. Yeah, so today let me update you on this situation. So today we are down 2.5 hour, and that's a lot. And the total amount of trades that I took is around 4 trades. Let me show you. So the first trade is right here, and the second trade is right here, and the final one is, no, the third one is right here, and the final one is the one that I just closed. Very beautiful scale in, but price is just very choppy. It doesn't show me clear direction. That's really why I close the trade as small loss. But overall today we lost more than around 2.5 hours, which is really a lot of money there. And so you can see, let me show you. This is how the 4 trade look like. So I told you about my buyer today is bullish, right? So the first trade right here, and the second trade, third, and the fourth trade. So I only took the trade that like have the same direction as my buyers. Unfortunately, today's price doesn't show clear direction. That's the reason why in this kind of situation, I should have a stop on the first trade, even it's just a little profit. And then the second trade, the third trade, and the fourth trade. So I broke the rule of 2 trades a day, and I lost 4 trades today. And that's hurt. Especially in the live phase, every time you lost, that is basically real money on stake. So yeah, I think that is basically it for today. We have 4 trades, we overtrade, and I managed my risk pretty good. Even I overtrade 4 trades, but I lost 2.5 hours, so that is a good thing. But still, the bad thing is I overtrade, and yeah, so I see you tomorrow. The final thing I want to say is, usually when the trade unfolding in our favor, it usually clean, it usually easy. But when things get hard, then usually that is a sign of some problem. That is the sign that market is not going to work in your favor, and probably doing nothing or stop trading for the day can be the best idea. And yeah, very difficult day today. So I see you tomorrow.
Day 3. The lessons.
So what are you seeing right here? This is few hours after I lost. And what we have right here is, you can see right here, our trading plan, my trading plans was correct. My bias, my directional bias, my analysis was correct. But I still managed to lose 2.5 hours, and I was overtrading, and yeah. So the cap situation is normal. And when I mean normal is, I mean about having a beautiful plan, having a correct plan, correct buyers, and everything lined up, just amazing. But somehow we still losing. And that's what I mean by normal. We all facing the cap situation. And when we, so it is so important to be aware that first it's normal, but if we don't fix it, if we don't find a way to improve, eventually the cap situation is going to happen day after day after day, and we are going to bleed our account to death. So basically, from this cap situation, you can see that if I lose 1 hour and I just stop trading, respecting my rules, and I lose 1 hour, you see? But
I overtrade, and I took 4 trades in one session. And even I managed risk, I still lose 2.5R, which is more than what I usually allow myself to lose maximum in one day. So that's pretty bad. So the problem is obviously my entry, the way I entered the trade. I didn't have enough patience to wait for a proper entry, a proper opportunity to execute my plan. I just FOMO, I was impatient, my stop loss was not strong enough, and overall, this is what I want to show you, that if we can manage to eliminate the kind of trading behavior, if we can manage to eliminate the kind of poor execution, eventually things gonna get a lot better. So this is what I mean. This is what I mean by having a beautiful trading strategy or having a beautiful buyer's plan. It doesn't mean shit if you cannot manage yourself. And in this case, you can see I failed to manage myself, and the result, I lost 2.5R, and I lost the amount of profit that I made yesterday, and it didn't feel good. So I see you on the next day.
Day 4. Second trade, same session.
Alright guys, so we are stopping out the second trade of the day, and yeah, so I closed today for negative 2R. So basically I am still far away from home, and yeah, you travel and you trade is quite a difficult experiences, and I have a little hard time to focus, but yeah, I still manage risk. And today, to be honest, I missed some good trade in the trade that I took, which are really good. So I'm gonna see you on the dashboard or on YouTube. So I'm gonna show you, this is the phase 1, this is the phase 2, and here is the live phase, the 400k FTMO account. Well, as you can see right now, I am in drawdown. I think for some people that not really trade big account, this drawdown seems to be big, right? But to be honest, it's just around 3R, so I'm not going to let the kind of number get into my head. This is what it takes to trade big account. You need to get used to the big number and thinking in terms of percent, thinking in terms of R values. So here is the first 4 days of trading. You can see a small loss, a good win. This is just 1 trade a day. And here I took 4 trades and I lost 2.5R. And today I took 2 trades, same session, not very good. and I lost 2R. So for now, you can see my win rate is very, very low. And in 4 days of trading, the 1 day that I broke the rule and overtrade. So basically, this is how it looks like right now. And yeah, not looking very beautiful. And for many of you, I recommend that if you got some profit like this, yeah, you may just stop trading and wait for the payout. But like I say in the game plan, this time I have a different approach that may be going against a lot of people, but I think, yeah, just stick to what I think is good for my process, and I just stay true to myself and not letting others affect me. So yeah, so today I gotta go back home, and on the next trading day I'm gonna be more focused, I'm gonna be more selective. And yeah, to be honest, I'm not really feeling stressful or something, because losing is just a part of the game. And eventually, the more I trade, the more loss I took. I'm getting used to it, and like I say, once I get used to the tension of the account, once I get to familiar myself with my strategy over and over, eventually I will eliminate unnecessary losses and I will improve my entry as well. So I'm not here to show you the perfection, I'm just showing you the process. And sometimes in process, things are imperfect, and I think it's okay. So yeah, stay cool, stay calm, and let's stick to the rule, let's stick to the plan. Because when we do so, when we trust ourselves, our plan, and we manage ourselves well enough, the win will come. It always will, right?
Day 5.
Hello YouTube. So I want to show you my personal channel so far, so you can have an idea of how things look like. Because in FTMO, it doesn't really show an accurate win rate, because they are scale in and they're break-even trades, and yeah, it's just not accurate. So here is how things look like. I took around 9 trades during the past 1 to 4 trading days, and the day where I trade only 1 trade is the day where I make the most money, the most profit. And the more I trade, the more I lost. So you can see that sometimes more trade doesn't equal more money. It's more about how flawlessly we execute our plan, and how we manage our trade, and how we manage ourselves. So for now, you can see 9 trade and I win only 2 trades, and it means my win rate right now is 22%, and that is incredibly low. So I just got around 6 losing trade in a row, and I want to show you that even you saw me scale in a lot, right? Sometimes 1, sometimes 2, and sometimes 3 scale in. But here you can see I rarely let myself lose more than 1 hour, because cutting loss is one of the skills as well. And I want to maximize my profits, but I don't want to maximize my losses. That's the reason why I don't actually allow myself to lose more than 1 hour in a particular trade. So right now, I want to see that with this kind of low win rate and drawdown kind of stuff, the next trading days and the next days to come, if we can manage to stay with the plan, if we manage to stay with our trading strategy, and if we manage to be more selective with our entry, with our setup, then yeah, eventually we will get out of the drawdown, and eventually we will be in profit. And that is exactly how trading look like. You don't know what is gonna unfold in the next day or the next week or the next month. You can only focus on the next trade, and you just can execute the next trade as your plan and manage it to the end. And then you forget about it, and then you focus on the next trade again and again. Thus, I think that what makes us a trader, and that's what keeps us a good trader. One good trade at a time, one good trade at a time. And the P&L is will come. So let's see if we can get out of the drawdown, or we will get deeper into the drawdown. I don't know, but we will see. Hello YouTube. So I am back home right now, and yeah, it's feeling really nice, because I think that's one of the problem as well. We travel and we trade, it's never working for me. So probably the next time I go somewhere, I can limit my trading as low as possible. Yeah, in your private office and doing your thing, saying whatever you want, listen to the music you want to. Yeah, everything just seems nice, and everything seems to be in sync with your mentality, with your routine, with your habits, and that's what usually make me trade better. The environment around us, how you refer to trade. For me, I refer to trade in private, without anyone distract me, or yeah, that's the reason why trading in the coffee shop or trading from somewhere with open space is never working for me. So yeah, we live, we learn, and we continue our path. So my bag today for this pair you're gonna see is bullets, and yeah, basically you can see it's just I like just dropping kind of trend line, support, resistance, key level, and I'm gonna trade based on them. Alright, so I'm waiting to see how private react, and here is my stop loss. That's my plan, but depend on how market is gonna open in around I think 20 minutes, and I'm gonna let you know once I am in the live trade. Okay. Alright guys, so we are in the live trade. I am currently in drawdown, and I want to update you. Yeah, one accident. I think there's some wrong setting with magic key, and when I find out about it, then let me show you. I opened a really huge loss size right here. You can see I supposed to risk 2,000, but somehow when I open the trade, it is 7,000. And when I found out that, I just immediately closed the position because I wrong sizing, and it can be very damage to your account if you hold the trade and hope for a return to the entry or hoping for big profits. So I close this as soon as possible, and yeah, I think that doesn't happen regularly, but sometimes we forget to check some settings, and somehow I open a really huge position. But it doesn't matter. What's done is done. I'm gonna just focus on the trade, and I'm just gonna forget about this. We fix it by closing our mistake, and now we move on and we manage current trade. You can see right here the current trade, the risk is 2,000. That's what matters. Now we're gonna see how the trade is gonna unfold. One trade, one execution. I will manage to see if I can actually getting some kind of scale in. Alright, so let's see how it unfolds. Alright, so, well, I think that is a good trade. I know we didn't win, but a good trade is where we follow the plan and we know when it went wrong and we cut the loss small. And when we win, we let it run and we win big. That is trading. So, yeah, to be honest, you can see we lose around 1 hour, more than 1 hour, a little bit, but I should have lost like only half hour, right? Because this first trade, it is just, yeah, I told you, I mistakenly opened a really large position and I just got it, and I accept that it's my mistake, and that is the price, 1,000. Well, when you lose, when we lose, if we manage our trade well, it didn't feel emotional much compared to when we overtrade or we over risk, or yeah, when we check random trades. So don't worry, we will get a win. We will stick to the plan and the win will come. So probably I think that's it for today. I'm gonna see you on the next trade.
Second trade, same session.
Alright guys, second trade, same session. Well, I don't usually do that, but recently I have been trading in the same session for a while. But yeah, we gonna didn't look good. Possibly I gonna get stop out, but let's see. If I get stop out, I'm gonna just stop for the day, and that is 2 trades a day. So the thing about trading is that a lot of time we open the trade and everything it just go against us. But yeah, we're gonna just manage our trade, and if that fail, we come to the next trade and we try to do it better. No one in all of us want to have a losing trade, but we're gonna show up and try to follow our plan and trade the next trade the best as we can. I'm not a perfect trader, you can see I lose a lot, but I know that I will get better. And having more subscribers doesn't help. At the end of the day, it's me in the room trading my account, paying my bill, and so on. It's the same to you. This one is really a difficult trade. Yeah, so that is a loss. I try to move the stop loss a little bit, lose additional 200, I think. So yeah, I lost more than 2 R today. 2 R and around 600. You see, we are in a pretty deep drawdown right now. So let's see our history, and you can see right here, we are losing 10,000. Not good, not good. Alright, so let's go back to the dashboard. And here is how it looks like right now. So you can see that here is how it looks like right now, and it doesn't look good, right? Here's when the people that ask for my strategy, they are gonna disappear. And I think until now it's maybe very, very hard for you to continue watching the video as well, because yeah, we are losing, and not everyone can handle losses. Even seeing someone keep losing like this, it's just painful, right? So here is where I want to show you that I'm not at a level where I want to be, and I'm still taking a lot of losses. And I will say that the kind of loss, there are a lot of responsibility from myself, because I didn't execute my plan as I should. I didn't wait for the right entry. I didn't execute the trade. Like, I overtrade, and I'm not going to take it personally. And what I want to show you is, during the time, I want you to observe and reflect, just as I am doing right now, just as what I'm doing right now. During the time, I remind myself that I need to be more selective, I need to be more patient, I need to be like more well prepared with my trading section. And one of the best thing in this account is, until now I still managing my risk. And as you can see, even we manage risk very strictly, 1 hour at a trade. But if we don't manage ourselves, our account will slowly going to die. And that's what it looks like right now. And that's when I want to remind you that I am developing, I am learning, and I am trying to improve every single day. You see, during the time, I don't need to tell you, because there are a lot of comments, or there are a lot of people going to stop watching, because it's a really difficult time for myself as well. And I think it's going to be difficult to watch me losing like that. But I know that if I stick to the plan, and if I follow my plan better, I'm going to get out of the drawdown. Because there are a lot of unnecessary losses that I took, and there are things that I didn't take into consideration. And yeah, this is what it looks like right now. Let's see if I can get out of this. Many people are going to say, well, I should have stopped right here and wait for the payout. But like I told you in the very first day when we start, I have a different approach, and I want more than just a refund. I want to be a better trader, and I want to shift my mentality to think more in the longevity. I don't want just one first payout. I want myself to be able to maintain the account and stick and stay funded. I don't want just stay conservative. I know that I still recommending every single of you should get the refund and stay conservative. It's just me doing my things and stay true to myself. And I don't feel sorry about it. I don't feel sorry for being myself. So yeah, today I'm gonna allow myself another trade in London or New York, I don't know. But for this trade, I don't necessarily trade. I mean, if I see an opportunity, I'm gonna execute. And when I plan a trade ahead, I don't consider it overtrade. I know I do have a rules, but sometimes I have some exception. And what I'm doing right here is allow myself to have another opportunity to trade in a different section. You can see during the day, I have been losing in Asia over and over. So being in another trade in another section, it allowed me to break the cycle. It allowed me to and I don't know how to explain it, because it sounds like I'm trying to overtrade. But if I do more than one trade on London or New York, it definitely is breaking the rule. So yeah, if I do have the third trade of the day, I will tell you. And here is how it looked like. Not good. But yeah, let's stay positive. Let's stay this one, and hopefully we can get out of this. See you on the next trade.
Third plus fourth trade, same session.
Alright, so right now it's around midnight open, and here is the third trade of the day on Go. Stop loss is around 45 pips. Yeah, let's see how it unfolds. It basically trades based on this trend line right here and the channel. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about analysis because you can see that I lost a lot, right? So at this point, it's more about focusing on the execution, focusing on the plan, and don't forget to study your losses, because sometimes when we are on a losing streak, that means we are not in sync with the marketplace, and that means something wrong. And the sooner we see the problem, the faster or the more chance we have to actually come back from the drawdown. So ZE, the third trade of the day and the last trade of the day as well. Let's see how it unfolds. And as you can see right here, I'm risking 2000, which is 1R as usual. Manic risk. And let's see how it unfolds. I think it's gonna take some time, but I will try to update you as frequent as possible. Alright guys, so here is the thing. I'm going to close this trade, you can see right now, as half R. More than half R a little bit. And what I'm gonna do right now, yeah, you can call me overtrade. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to wait for price to trade higher around here. Then I'm going to set up probably a short entry around here. Yeah. And that trade is overtrade, like I told you. And the price is on the next day, which is tomorrow, I will not trade it. I mean, if price going around this region, I'm gonna short again, and that will be the last trade of the week. And I'm gonna take some rest. And yeah, you can see I cut my loss. Now I'm gonna wait for the next entry, like I just showed you. The reason that I still want to trade, because I believe this one gonna be a very like powerful trade, and it may have high probability as well. That's the reason why I want to take it, and I want to make it, yeah, the last trade of the week. So I will update you once we are in the live trade. Alright, you can see I opened the last trade of the week, and This case is very unusual, but yeah, I managed risk. I get the entry I want. Now I'm gonna just hold the trade and see how it gonna play out. So I'm pretty happy with the trade. Even I'm overtrade. Weird, huh? The reason I'm happy because first, this is very high probability entry. Secondly, do you remember the trade that I just closed? Because if I didn't close, now I will lose more than half hour. I will lose 1 hour, right? So I cut my loss and I re-entry with 1 hour again, new trade. But yeah, overall I think it's really good management. Personally, I'm happy with what's going on right now. I react very rationally, and like I told you, that is the last trade of the week. I will not trade on Friday. I have been losing quite enough for this week. So yeah, that's it for this week. Let's see how this trade unfolds eventually. I may consider scaling in, or I may not. The trade itself look already good enough. So let's see how this trade plays out. So another loss, and like I say, that is the last trade of the week. And wow, to be honest, that is intense. So you can see right now I am down pretty much 7R on my account, which is really huge amount of. So you can see really deep drawdown. And today I lost 4. That's the reason why I'm going to stop trading for the week. I'm not going to trade tomorrow. I think I have been losing less. So I have been losing 10 trades in a row. And 3 days, 10 trades. And this is not a challenge account, so we don't have a time limit. That's the reason why I'm going to take 1 day off and then 2 days of weekend to reflect and recover. I need some time to study my trading behavior as well. You know, sometimes I got to a period where every trade I took is just losing by 100%. And it feels like I am not in sync with the marketplace, or somehow I got deviate from my trading strategy without knowing it. Because there are a lot of setup, there are a lot of opportunities always showing up in front of us every single day, and sometimes they look like our trading model, our trading system, but when I look back to my losses, they are not. And that's the reason why I'm going to take some time off to study my loss and may probably come back later. And to be honest, it is quite a deep drawdown, because you can see I almost losing half of my account, half of the max drawdown. And I think this is where many of us, we going to increase our risk, going all in and trying to get the payout, the refund. But like I say, this time I'm going to practice, and I'm going to stay with my approach, stay with me with even my mental capacity is why I think I'm good at handling loss now compared to me in the past. But when I got 10 losing trade in a row, it's quite difficult to not feeling anything. So I think I started to feel pretty emotional now. That's the reason why I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna do self-reflect, and I will come back to on the next week. It is pretty difficult to lose and lose and lose and lose. During the calm moment, I feel like I'm blind. Everything I see is just every trade I took, they just immediately go against goes against me, and it felt pretty not so good. I know that when you see the kind of equity curve, it is quite upset. But me as a person who is trading that account, what I mean is sometimes from another perspective of a third person, of a third party, or when we see our performances, when they see our losses, it's easier to judge where we were wrong or how we can actually improve. But me right now, or you, when you got into the same situation like this, usually we are not going to see things clearly, because when our mind got surrounded by losses, by drawdown, by overtrading kind of stuff, we don't have a clear bias or a clear mind to actually do self-reflection. And the kind of moment, if I kept trading, eventually I will get lost in my trades. And that's the reason why it's so important right now for me to stop trading and do self-reflection. And hopefully on next week we can have a better performances. I'm sorry for letting you see the account bleeding like this. Let's stay focused, stay disciplined, and I see you on the next week. Hello YouTube. So I just did a self-reflection. I just did reviewing my trades. I was surprised. So the good thing is I'm pretty happy with how I managed the trade, how I scale in, how I manage risk. Everything is just pretty good, and I'm happy with that. But the problem is actually in my strategy. I thought that I was trading my strategy as usual, but in fact, when I checked my losses, I was trading something else. And I think that is one of my problems as well, and I am working on it. But I feel pretty bad and feel sorry for myself that it took me 10 losses to actually see in and realize that something wrong. And even now, I got to see the problem. I got to see that I was not trading my strategy. I thought I was, but I was not. That is the reason why sometimes we got to look back. It doesn't matter a win or a losses. If somehow we are executing not like we usually do, then maybe in the long run we will not be profitable. And even I believe that the way I trade is pretty much mechanical in the way I repair my plan, because I trade at very specific element and time on the chart, but somehow I still deviate from my trading strategy, and this really surprised me, because I never was really under 20% in my win rate, but now I am. And the problem, I failed it. So here's the funny thing. The next day, tomorrow, I'm gonna trade and still 2 trades a day. And 1 trade each session. You know, when I was recording like this and when I say to you that I would not, like I will stop trading until next week. But then I spent one afternoon and I found the problem. And when I found the problem, I actually was relieved and I actually feel better. Not really about it. Yeah, I feel better about the result because I understand the losses. I understand where they came from. And when I see the root of my losses, now I want to go and fix it. You know, if I'm not recording, I don't need to tell you like how many trades I'm gonna do or how many or how I'm gonna trade tomorrow. Because to be honest, I don't need to tell you any of it because the more detail I tell you, the easier for you to be biased and to judge me trading, and it makes things even more difficult. But yeah, I am changing my thinking again, and tomorrow I will still trade 2 trades a day. And the best scenario is 1 trade each session. And yeah, I'm not trying to overtrade. It's just when you understand the problem, you want to go and fix it, right? And for many people, I think we don't have anyone to hold us back, and we're just gonna trade. And when I say that I'm not going to trade tomorrow, and now I'm saying again that I'm going to trade tomorrow, I feel like I can make some kind of bad example, and I really don't want you to follow me and break the rules like that. But trading is kind of a situational game where every time, every drawdown, it seems to be a little different. That's the reason why now I'm gonna change a little bit in the way I trade, and also in the way I approach trading. I need to get in sync with market scan, and I felt it's better for myself to get in sync with the markets. And I'm not talking about the result. It can't tomorrow I can lose, I can win, but the fact that I ended the week with a good trade, with a well-prepared trade, with a trade that perfectly fit my strategy, it makes me have a more energy to start the next week and to yeah, it just feel better mentally, emotionally, and everything. So that's the reason why I'm gonna trade tomorrow. So please understand the situation, because many people gonna skip the video part to part, and I don't want you to overtrade. I don't want you to break any rules. We need to take responsibility. Be responsible in whatever we do in trading. At the end of the day, that's on us. And for every decision I make in this video, I'm gonna be responsible for it as well. So that's it. And the good thing, I found the problem, over analysis and using a wrong strategy for indices and for gold. The bad thing, we have 10 losing trades to work on, and I'm not going to increase the risk because we don't have a time limit, so we don't have any reason to actually increase risk. That's really why I'm gonna stay the same risk, and yeah, I'm gonna trade just as usual, and I'm gonna just let the statistical edge help me to be break even and hopefully some profit. I see you on the next day. let's stay focused and take one good trade at a time, right? See you.
Day 6.
Hello YouTube. So, new day, new trade, Australia 200. I planned the trade around 1 hour ago and I just executed my trade. And this is the first trade of the day. And for me personally, this is a good trade. Currently, this is how it looks, and the trade is around 1 to 3. I will see if we can actually get some scale in once the right trade in our favor. I only add to winning trade. I don't add to losing trade. I don't do average down. I just average on my winning trade. So yeah, let's see how the trade unfolds. I know that we are in a deep drawdown, but during this time, it's really important to just focus on planning, focus on execution, and focus on making the next trade a really good trade. Because if we execute good trade with good plan and good execution, eventually we will get a winning trade. And over the long period of time, after a series of trades, we will get out of the drawdown. So don't take the emotion personally. We all feel emotion. The difference is how every one of us is going to deal with it, because it's a part of the game. First trade, close as a loss. So that is first trade of today. Another losses, but no problem. I'm gonna see you on next trade. Let's stay focused.
Second trade, same session.
Alright guys, so this is the second trade, same session. And if I lost this trade, then I will stop trading until next week. So up until now, we have 11 losing trade in a row. So I will not say much about analysis, but focusing more on documenting the process, execution, and yeah, let's see if we can actually get out of the drawdown. Let's focus on what matters. Let's focus on the plan, the execution, one trade at a time. Because if I talk too much, I will be distracted by how viewers can think about me and kind of stuff. And right now, I need to have all my power, all my energy, all my mental capital to be really focused on myself, focused on my journey. Because at the end of the day, if I want to help anyone, or if I want to motivate and inspire kind of stuff, I need to take care of myself first, and I need to succeed in my own journeys first. So let's focus on the trade. Let's focus on what matters. close, and I lost 1 hour.
Third trade, same session.
Third trade of the day, I overtraded. Again, but this trade, I like it, and it's how I usually trade. This trade is not random trade. I know that it sounds ridiculous because I overtraded, but yeah, this is the trade I chose at my strategy. So the bad thing is I overtraded. The good thing is this trade is a good trade. And I'm not saying it is a good trade because I want to overtrade, but it is. And I think this trade is gonna be pretty quick. The last trade in Australia 200, I think it's actually a good trade as well. It's just I have a higher expectation. That's the reason why I got around 2.5R, but I didn't close. And there's some lesson in that trade as well, but that is still a pretty good trade. So yeah, I know during the time it's pretty hard to watch for YouTube, but me right here in drawdown, so trust me, it's even harder for me to record and trade, but I do my best. And for every single trade, for every single win and losses, I'm gonna focus on the lesson that market is trying to give me. And yeah, actually gonna trade, focus on the execution, and let the result take care of itself. So let's see how the trend falls. So losses. To be honest, I didn't manage to trade well enough. You can see that it's actually a pretty good trade. Like I said at the very beginning of the trade, it's a good trade. And I got to 2.5R, but yeah, I wanted to hold the trade a little bit longer. And during this area right here, I should have closed the trade. To be honest, I don't like the way they consolidating, but in 1 minute chart, sometimes our mind didn't like react fast enough, and we thinking between should we hold or should we close kind of stuff. And yeah, so I think it's just gonna stop. So you can see, so we lost 3R today, and yeah, 3R. So what does that mean? That means now we are 13 trades, 13 losing trade in a row. So basically, I lost half of my FTMO account, almost 50,000. Yeah. So to be honest, today 3 trades and 2 trades are good trade, and the first trade is a bad trade with bad entry. And even I'm losing, I learn something. And I know that a lot of people could not understand this, and a lot of people thinking that I'm just losing. But at the end of the day, it's more about how you check these losses, how you study the losses, and it's really important to not take them so emotionally, because we cannot stop them from affecting our mind emotionally. But if that happens every single day, then eventually we get used to it. And at the end of the day, what lesson we learn, what losses we learn, that really matter. So yeah, I'm gonna stop trading. And even I'm overtrade, there's something I learned during the 3 trades, and 2 out of 3 trades are good trade. And the next time I got the good trade, I'm gonna make sure that I will get some money out of it. And I see you on the next week. And you can see that I always manage my risk. Even I scale in, I always never risk more than 1 hour. Don't worry, stay focused, and let's try to get out of the drawdown. If I can get out of this drawdown, it's pretty much a beautiful thing to see.
4th trade, same session.
So the problem is I just, again, mistakenly calculate the sign on magic key. That's the reason why I'm gonna close like almost every. You can see right here the risk is 8,000, which is wrong. I don't do that. You can see right now I reduce the risk to another half. Sorry about that. Which is here. Here, see? Yeah, that is a thing. Sometimes when I apply the magic key, I forgot to change the setting, and it got a little bit messy. That is one of the lessons I want to talk about before we come to the trade. When we do something like wrong loss side or miscalculation or whatever, if our risk is bigger than our plan and somehow the trade go in your favor, I mean, that's when we have the mentality to hold that big trade to profit or some shit. And if that trade turned out to be a winner, it doesn't matter, because in the future, that kind of habit is gonna make you pay. That's the reason why I have almost like 500 lot right here. If I hold, I mean, I guess a lot of money, but no, that's not how we trade. If something wrong, we fix it, and we fix it as soon as possible. All right. So right now you can see the risk stay as 1 hour. Now let's get back to the trade. This is really weird. So I just entered another trade, and did it the 4th trade of the day. And this is actually a pretty good trade. And I will not say that this is another trade of the day. I will not say it anymore, because it doesn't mean anything if I could not stop myself from trading. That's the reason why I'm going to focus on what matters. I'm going to focus on my execution and manage myself. And if the trade is a long trade, then that's good. You know, during the time, I feel like no one is still watching. Maybe many people maybe just skip to the end and see the result. Because during the time, it's really difficult. Especially I am recording and showing a fucking losing trade in a row to a lot of people, and it's not easy. But I'm not going to increase my risk. I'm not going to do something stupid. overtrading is already enough. I'm gonna manage my risk and I'm gonna manage myself. So yeah, I'm gonna see you on the next week something. Let's see how the trade play out. Right now, I don't think it is necessary to talk about analysis. And of course, my bar for this indice is still bearish. But yeah, I got 13 trades in a row. Do you still want my strategy? Man. And let me tell you about the last 2 trades. To be honest, they are really, really good. It's just me not managing them well, especially my exits. They are not good. And why so? One of the hardship when we are under drawdown is we want to get our money back. That's the reason why usually at that time, at that particular candle pattern, I should probably get out of the trade and secure my profits. But because I am in the drawdown, not a not normal drawdown, a huge drawdown with 100% losing rate of 13 trades in a row, that kind of big drawdown, it affects our mentality, and somehow I hold a little longer than I should, and like you saw with your eyes, the trade ran into my stop loss. So that is one of the lessons, that is one of the problem, and that is one of the things we have to deal with when we are in a deep drawdown. And it never feels good. That's the reason why right now you don't see me freak out like my previous episode. I should. I think I should be freaked out, but at some point, I mean, if I lose the challenge, to be honest, I can just try it again and pass. That's what I'm gonna do. And one day I'm gonna stick there like forever. I'm not taking any more challenge. I'm gonna be focused to get one funded account at FTMO, and I'm gonna keep trading there until I feel like I want to scale. I want to scale my funds to higher amount of capital. Otherwise, I just stay there. Right now, I just keep being there. So yeah, let's see if I can actually get out of the drawdown. I'm not going to increase my risk. I'm gonna stay focused. I'm gonna stay consistent with my execution, and let's see if I can actually get back to my trading zone. Let's see if I can manage to get out of the drawdown. So let's see, let the trade unfold. So I close my 4 trade at losses. So today, let's see how much we are down. So today we are down. I took 4 trades and I am down 3.5 R. And over the past 7 days of trading, I'm down 21,000. Hello YouTube. So right now, I think it's quite difficult for you all to watch until now, because all I did was just losing. And yeah, to be honest, if I'm not recording, this will be a lot easier. But because I'm recording, I'm not talking about the losses. I mean, I'm not talking about trading, but more about the losses. For me, taking losses is normal, because eventually I will identify the problem, I will identify the issue, and I will work on that. But when I do the kind of video, as you can see right here, I am losing and losing and losing. When I do the kind of video, a lot of people, they're gonna skip the video, and when they see the kind of equity curve, and then now even I came back from it, it looked like I tried to gamble or something. But if you watch the whole video, you're gonna see that I never actually reached more than 1 hour. But I did overtrade, and that is something that I have to admit, that I was not good at controlling myself. So right now, even that I told you that I found the issue, but look like the drawdown having much more effects on my mental capital. That's the reason why recently it didn't seem like I am managing my trade well enough, and I got some profit, but eventually I could not close. So here's the thing, I will study in the weekend, and probably I can make some change in the way I trade, in the way I approach markets in the next week, because I still can manage to, I can still manage to trade like usual. But with current circumstance and with current drawdown, which is really, really huge, it's more than 50% of my maximum drawdown. So if I not taking this seriously, I have a very high chance that I'm gonna lose the FTMO account, and I think that's gonna be disappointed to many of you. But for me, even I lose an account, I would just buy another challenge and try again, because I know that I am improving. I know that sounds ridiculous when we are under drawdown, but only you knowing how far you have traveled, and only you knowing your process. Not everyone showing the red days, but I show pretty more than necessary. I think sometimes I think that I show too many of losses, and I make people feel disrespect watching me trading. But anyway, I will come back with a chance in the game plan, and I will let you know. So I see you on the next week I trade. I see you on the next trading day. Don't worry. And you can see how big the loss size is. Due to this huge position that I told you I mistakenly opened, but then I closed it immediately. People who never watch the video, they would think that I try to trade with big loss size or some shit. But loss size on indices, they're just different. So I see you on the next day.
Weekend update.
Hello YouTube. So first thing is, are you still here? I mean, when I got losing streak license, I think it's gonna take me around 1 day to fully recover and see things more clearly. But the problem is, I'm not fear the losses, but I have a little afraid to show my losing streak to all of you. It just doesn't feel good to show your losses. It takes some some energy kind of stuff. But if you're still here, let me know. So let's get back to the main thing, which is game plan. So as you saw, I have been losing 14 trades in a row, and that's not good. So what I gonna do? On the next week, there are little change in the game plan. The first thing is my trading frequency. I'm gonna trade only one trade a day, because now I have a two option. Either I can cut my risk, or I can cut my trading frequency, and I'm not feeling very comfortable right now to actually cut my risk. That's really why I'm gonna reduce my trading frequency. And now I only allow myself one trade a day. And if I can manage myself to follow the rule one trade a day, I believe that it's gonna bring a lot of benefits to my performances, and eventually it's gonna help me to get back on my feet again, and hopefully we can get the account to break even. And not so one trade a day, and the rate is still the same, 0.5 a trade. And and another thing is I am not allowing myself to scale in or add to winning position for now. That is the third one. So because right now every single decision, every single thing in live trading, it's require mental capital. And during a drawdown when I got like 14 losing trade, so now the momentum started to build up. And if I make more decision, it means more emotional decision. It's gonna be very difficult for my mental capacity to handle it. That's the reason why I'm gonna make things more simple. I'm gonna make things more easier for myself, and I focus more on reducing risk, and I'm gonna focus more on selecting high quality setup. Because as you saw, somehow I added some confirmation, draw more trend line, draw more key level. I use more concept to my trading strategy, and somehow I messed things up. And yeah, that doesn't feel good. And to be honest, it felt like I got a hole in my heart, and an empty hole in my heart, and it feel bad. And even the reason I can smile with you right now, because I have been here more than once, so I know exactly how it feels. So I don't really afraid, but I just afraid of showing you the losses. Yeah, it just doesn't feel good, because I think it's kind of private thing, but I want to be a reflection. So yeah, I want to be true with myself and with all of you somehow. And yeah, so if you're still here, let me know. I think that is basically it. During the time, one trade a day is gonna be very difficult for me. But one trade a day, it actually allow me to recover. It allow me to be more selective, and it allow me to slow my pace and review everything I do every single day and manage myself better. So yeah, I think it's so important to be slow right now, because right now the thing is I don't have a trading time limit, so it's ridiculous to increase the risk. Now my main focus is protecting my capital, get to break even, and get a small payout. And that is it. It's not about making money right now. And let me tell you, even I failed at this account, I will still do it again, because only me knowing that I'm making progress. So I see you on the next trading day. Stay strong, stay focused. Thank you.
Day 7.
Hello YouTube. So I am in the trade right now. So I'm gonna mark down the trade so you can see what actually happening. Stop loss is around 50 pips. Let's see how the trade unfolds. My buyer today for this pair is winless, and I have been watching this for a while. When I see enough confluences, I execute it. So let's see how the trade unfolds. So I close the trade. So let me show you the trade for today. Like I told you, one trade, and I close the trade for 1.5 hour. To be honest, the stop loss is a little bit larger than I expected. I should have a stop loss around here. That will make it around more than 2 hour, but yeah. When I do scalping, sometimes the reaction needs to be quick and the calculation needs to be quick. So anyway, this is our first win, and I'm going to stop for the day. During the time when we are under drawdown, it is so important to be disciplined, to be knowing exactly what we are seeking for in the marketplace every day. Let me tell you what I did differently compared to the last week. So I show up earlier. I repair my trading desk. I repair everything like analysis kind of stuff. I repair my trading plan. I repair my trading buyers. I draw all the things I needed, and I sit there, have my coffee, and I watch the chart for around 20 minutes to let myself in sync with the marketplace, because observation is one of the key to have a better entries. You can see right here, after I enter the trade, this trade has no drawdown at all. And usually if I was impulsive, I would try to chase a move down, or I would try to trace a move up. But right now, because I am more prepared, so I know exactly what I'm seeking for, even better than before. That's the reason why I'm gonna capture the middle of the move and be content with enough, and then for the day, 31.5 R, and that is our first win. And let's see what's the next day unfold, and let's be disciplined, let's manage risk, and let's stay one trade a day, and let's get over this big drawdown together. Okay, I see you on the next day.
Date.
Hello YouTube. So I am trading HK50 in either session, and you can see I am not in the trade yet. I am watching. I observe the market to see if we can actually get a trade. My buyers in bullet, the price is a little bit bearish right now. And this time I'm gonna spend a little time trusting the process that market is gonna give me a proper entry, proper opportunity. And I am training myself to be more patient and to be okay with missing trade. That's the reason why I'm not going to just trade. I'm gonna wait. Because from what I see, every single day we're gonna get a very good opportunity if we have the patience to wait for it. So trust the process and trust that markets will give you a very good entry if you are patient. So I see you on the live trade. I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna keep watching the market. Alright YouTube, so I have the live trade open, and you can see right here it's I'm risking 2,000, and this trade is going against the short-term momentum. That's really why I use a pretty large stop loss. It's around a little bit more than 100 pips on HK50, and I have been waiting for around 15 minutes observation, and yeah, I decided to execute it. And I'm pretty happy that I waited for the trade that I won. And to be honest, there are multiple opportunity around here. I want to short around here, and probably I'm gonna have a small stop, and I'm gonna ride right down here and get around 3R. But I didn't. But anyway, we have a lot of opportunities if we spend time and observe the market before we execute it. But once we decided to enter trade, then no regret or any second thoughts. The only thing I need to do right now is focusing on managing that account and make it a winner. And that is what matters. Because at the end of the day, we are here to win. It doesn't matter if we have a high win rate or we have a high risk reward ratio. At the end of the day, are we profitable? Are we winning? That's what matters. So that is my way of trading. It's more about finding your way of trading. Don't try to follow someone else's system or someone else's rules 100%. So let's see how the trade unfolds. To be honest, I'm thinking about probably 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 because the stop loss is a little bit lower. But yeah, let's see how the trade unfolds. That is first trade of the day, and that is the last trade of the day as well. Today we are more about surviving and protecting our capital. And let's get over the drawdown together. Okay, see you. So that is my loss for today, and you can see I actually have no choice but because my loss. So today we are down less than 1 hour. I think 1 hour in 2000. I cut my loss short, and yeah. So that is for today. 1 day, 1 trade. So let's talk about the trade. To be honest, it is actually a good trade because I executed at my plan and I think I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happy with the execution, I'm happy with the plan, but the only downside about this trade is it's not really following the market momentum, the market sentiment, and yeah. There are basically a lot of opportunity to trade this market to the downside, but I try to get the bottom. And just see how hard it is when you try to get the bottom. And that is one of the mindset things that us as a trader usually have. When the market is trending down, we want to get the bottom, and when market is trending up, we try to get the top. But the thing is, usually it's more safe and it's more reliable and easier to just follow the current trending. But if you decided to catch the bottom, then usually your stop loss should be a little bit larger than usual, and once you decided to get the bottom, then you need to be responsible for it, just like I did. And you can see I cut my loss, and now I have to accept it, and I have to suck it up. So that is another loss. So far, it's still a profitable week. Let's see what's the next day unfold for us. During the time, we need to be really slow. We need to be focused. We need to be, allow time to do its thing. And for me right now, it's very difficult because we are at the drawdown. We are down almost 20,000 still. But trust the process. I see you on the next day.
Day 9.
Hello YouTube. So new day, new trade, and like usual, I only allow myself 1 trade a day. And today, I usually trade Hong Kong 50 in Asia, but today is kind of some kind of Chinese holiday. That's the reason why I could not trade the pair that I usually trade because the market was closed for Chinese indices. So my buyer today for this pair, Australia 200, is bearish. Besides technical analysis, we have a fundamental outlook as well, and the short-term sentiment is pretty bearish. Why so? Yesterday in New York session, we have a US 30, we have a UK 100 trade down, and we have a gold actually dropped the 2000 psychological price, and everything seems to be quite bearish for indices. That's the reason why when my strategy give me a signal for short entry, I took the short entry and everything seemed pretty good. And I'm gonna hold this trade for a little bit. I think it's gonna be a little longer than usual because Australia 200, the index move a little slow. The range is pretty tight, and it moved a little slower than the index that I usually trade. That's really why we're gonna hold it for a little longer. So that is one trade of the day. Let's see how it unfolds. Alright, so I call the trade, and that is trade of the day. I lost, so I reached 2000 and I lost around 800. I cut the losses, and that is not a good trade. To be honest, I could have just not trading because this pair right now, it didn't have a volatility, it didn't have a volume to trade, and when I enter the market, right at the time, it's just wrong timing.
Second trade, same session.
Alright, YouTube, so we are in a gold trade. And the stop loss is around here. And I think there's some slip pace. Slip pace around 3 or 4 pips. So yeah. So I suppose to just have a one trade, but this trade, it looked really good until it's not, right? With current sentiment on gold, I think this trade is basically really good trade, and the potential, the risk and reward is huge. But like always, it doesn't matter how good the trade is. It's all just my perspective, and market can just agree with me like right now, and all we can do is managing risk. And yeah, let's see how the trade unfold, and let's talk about overtrade later. Now, after any trade is executed, we need to focus and manage the trade first before anything else. So I close the trade after around, let's see, after around more than 4 hours of holding, and even today we are up. Let's talk about the trade. It actually I overtraded because, like I say, we are only allowed to have one trade a day, and I took the second trade, so that's considered overtrading. Now here's the thing. You can see that during the time I am in the trade, you can see I managed to not scale in, and I managed to reduce my risk from 2,000 to 1,000 to 800 and to 500, and then risk free, right? So the only problem is it actually overtraded, but I managed risk well, I managed the trade well, and this trade is a part of my strategy as well. So you can see that when we drop a rule, then we usually have a tendency to actually break all the rules together. But that is the thing. Even we overtraded, or even sometimes we over risk, it's not about we broke the rule. What's done is done. What's more important is how we gonna react, how we gonna manage the trade. If we overtrade, how we gonna manage the trade? Well, or if we over risk, then how we gonna cut risk? How we gonna manage to, manage the trade as well. So that is the thing. That is how I approach trading, how I approach my rules, because there are different layer of rules, and when you want to like trade more than you should, then you must control your risk. And when you break all the rules together, then you're gonna kill your account. So in any circumstance, in any kind of situation, we need to focus on the next decision, the next trade. Because if I feel bad about overtrading, if I feel bad about myself, and if I feel like I am a loser or I am a failure kind of stuff, then eventually things are gonna get even worse. So today we got 2 trades, and this trade, to be honest, even is a part of my strategy, it's actually not the trade that I usually do. Why? Because it is taking too long. It take me like 4 hours, and it's just fluctuating around. I really want to see it break to the upside, but it could not, and we got around 1 hour for that trade. 4 hours, it isn't worth it. But one of the bad things about today is overtrading. Otherwise, everything else, I'm pretty happy about how I manage this trade, how I control risk, and I didn't even scale in, so that is a good thing. So I'm gonna take this day off, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Day 10.
Hello YouTube. So my buyer today for this pair either session, K50, is bearish, and I am awaiting to see if we can actually get an entry, because price open and it trade really down. Yet today is holiday, so we have a 1 day up of market structure, and that's the reason why I'm gonna wait a little bit before execution. I want to make sure that I did the right thing. So I will update you when I have a live trade. Alright, we are in the live trade. So that is a losses.
Second trade, same session.
Another losses.
Third trade, same session.
So that is the third loss of a day, and I lost 3R, and this is really pretty bad. And that is the thing about scalping. Sometimes if we don't have enough patience to wait, if we don't have enough patience to let the loss sink in before we continue trading, usually we're gonna execute bad trades. And here is an example, and I'm not really proud of this kind of thing. So basically, for this week, I was up around, I think, 1R, more than 1R a little bit, 3,000, but by doing stupid trade today, I erased all my profits, and I got back to the drawdowns again deeper. And right now, we are 23,000 negative. To be honest, this is quite tough. From now, I'm gonna focus on execution. I'm gonna focus on trading. I'm not going to talk much, because it looks like we are in a very, very serious situation. So right now, you can see by allowing myself to trade only once a day, I started to build up some very little profit, but I stopped the equity from going deeper. But today I overtraded again, and I got it to deeper drawdown. So from now on, I'm gonna focus on execution, and I'm gonna reconcentrate, because to be honest, I don't have really enough energy to really talk about my trading style and kind of stuff, because it feels a little bit difficult sharing on all of this. But now I will not count in my trading anymore. I'm just gonna focus on trading, record whatever I can, and let's see if we can actually get out of the drawdown. Really difficult time.
Fourth trade, same session. Fifth trade, same session.
So I think I'm just gonna stop. I felt I lost myself. I just took another 2 trades and makes the day to more losses. And yeah, I know that I told you about the game plan, right? how I want to slow myself down, how I want to take only one trade a day and manage myself. And you can see when I do that, when I only trade one trade a day, it actually allows me to take things slow and recover. And even that I make some money this week slowly, but it's fine because I was recovering from the huge drawdown. But today I overtraded again, 5 trades. I lost myself. I feel really bad, and it's more difficult than I thought. So I think I'm just gonna stop here and reflect and try to pick myself up again because we don't have a lot of money left. So drawdown is really, really huge right now. I'm gonna see you on the next trade.
6th trade, London session. Seventh trade, London session. Eighth trade, London session. Ninth trade, London session.
So so I close today for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 trade. I think so. I got a really good trade right here, but eventually I just give everything back because like I say, the more you trade, the less accuracy your trade gonna be, and the more mental capital you're gonna burn, and the more tired you will be. During the time is where I can easily give up on recording because I don't like to see myself losing. I don't like to see my loss. And if I keep doing the video, I'm gonna see my loss over and over and over, and it feels very, very difficult. It's very difficult, more than you can imagine. Especially when you overtrade. When you overtrade and you're recording, it's like you have to put the kind of trades in the video, all of them, and it just, yeah, very difficult. So basically we are still down 24,000. I make something back with the gold trade, but I get all the profit back again. During the time I just not seeing anything, and it's pretty difficult to trade. Then I think that I'm gonna take some time off today, maybe tomorrow as well, to be fully recovered. I need to really evaluate the way I trade and how I'm gonna approach the account, because there's something wrong, obviously, and if I keep doing this, it is unsustainable, and eventually I will just hurt myself. So I'm gonna stop for the day and maybe for the week too, and then I will come back later. Like, I keep telling you about the rules and the new plan, but I just could not keep up. I just could not follow the plan, because following the plan, usually I don't have a problem doing that, but when you are under the drawdown, somehow the mentality of getting back to break even, the mentality of quickly overcomes the drawdown, the mentality of getting yourself out of a painful state, it just try everything, and I'm not really feeling like myself. So
Day 11. Second trade, same session. Third trade, London session.
So that is another losses. You can see that it is a really good trade. We got 215R, but I didn't close, and it turned out to be a losses. During the time we are in drawdown and losing trade, the thing is, usually the mental capital is very low, and sometimes not only that I could not manage myself, but even trying to manage my trade the right way is already kind of difficult thing as well. So I'll see you on the next trade.
Fourth trade, London session. Fifth plus sixth trade, London session.
So today I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 7 trades, and to be honest, they're not the way I trade. I think I started to take things personally with market, and I lost 3R. So basically we are down pretty much 30k now, which is we only have a 10k left before I lost the account. This Chinese really showed me that the way I trade and the way that I manage myself is not strong enough, and it definitely requires me to work on myself more, and it definitely requires me to do more reviews and study more. And looking back at my losses, my previous trading months, and really do a reflection, because before we want to make money, we need to stop losing first. Yeah, I'm gonna cool down myself a little bit, then we'll talk to you later. Today is Friday, and it's basically holiday season in UK. That's the reason why we don't have a lot of movement in the London session. But anyway, my mental capacity right now is not really enough to really do anything. Like, even I got some good trade, but 3R, but I didn't manage to get out, and I just lost everything back to market. So that is a period where I tried to hold myself accountable, but eventually I still lost myself. And deep inside, you see yourself doing the things that you don't want to happen, but it still happen. And during the time, it's really difficult to keep making the video editing. Let's go to the dashboard. During the periods, and let's see the equity curve right here. So we start the week at here. I try to make something back, but eventually, yeah, on Friday now we start to go sell off. And right now we are very close to losing the account. So basically all I did was just losing. And that is the thing about trading. When we got to a losing streak, when we got loss after loss, it built up a momentum, and somehow it made my mind, my eyes, everything is just a blur. I didn't see myself having an edge anymore. I didn't. Either it's mental edge, or either it's statistical edge from my trading strategy. During a drawdown like this, it just feels like everything is impossible. And during the time when because I'm making a really vulnerable type of content, and it is so difficult to show you these losses. But anyway, I want to share with you something that just came to my mind that is interesting, because during the time I trade, we actually have some really good trader. The way they trade, can we do the same? I always wonder, like, can even we have a good mentors, even we have a good strategy, and if that is the case, if trading is a teachable skill set, why the hell is so many of us are losing? The amount of traders that are losing, including myself right now, it's just mind blowing. And there are still some traders are doing it well, but it definitely is more and more I realize, the more I trade, the more strategy that I study, it just came to me that it's never about the strategy. And especially when we try to study someone else's strategy, it makes things even harder. There are so many distractions in this world right now, and even sometimes I try to stop myself from getting into the kind of distraction, but because I'm doing YouTube and because we have social media kind of thing, it is pretty difficult to not letting other factors getting inside your head. And at this point right now, I don't know if I should still upload the video, because I think being transparent and showing losses are nice, but are there any value in this video? That is something I always wonder, because that is demotivated, that is not inspiring at all, and this can be very difficult to watch. Even myself, I have a fear to looking back. It's just too hard, man. Just too hard. That is where I really try to do one trade a day, and things started to build up really nice. Even it's slow, but then you see, I lost myself again, and I just overtrading, and I trade some shit like fresh pairs again. I trade things that I shouldn't. I'm gonna take some days off. We have a weekend, maybe Monday, and I will come to you when I already re-evaluate things, because right now I see nothing. I feel like I'm blind, and I feel like I can lose the account. It's really difficult. This is one of the things that I not really expecting, but I knew that I'm not yet consistent. That's the reason why I stopped buying more challenge and I focus more on this one. And this losing time is really show me a lot about myself. Even it's really difficult to accept. Even it's very difficult to say that the way I trade right now is not sustainable, and there's something need to be done, and I have a lot more homework to do. That's the reason why sometimes we pass a challenge, phase 1, phase 2. It doesn't mean shit if we could not keep the consistencies in the way we trade, in the way we execute a trade, in a way that we manage ourselves. And yeah, so I'm gonna re-evaluate everything. The thing about overtrading is that I have so many trades to edit and make it into the video itself, and it's really difficult time right now. Yeah, it burned me out really hard. So I see you later.
Weekly Reflections.
Hello YouTube. So another weekend is here, and I just spent around 12 hours to actually review my past trade, my losses, and to be honest, it is very difficult when you are under drawdown and when you are losing like 10 trades, 20 trades in a row, because during the time we don't actually have enough mental capacity to actually doing anything. And like you already saw, when I was overtrade and when I lost myself, the only good thing is I managed risk. And the bad thing is I overtraded, and you saw I got some really good trades. To be honest, there are still good trades, but I could not manage to close when we were in profits, 1 or 2 or even some trade we get to 3 or, but I never close. So you can see that during drawdown, during the overtrading period, we usually have something different. And for me personally, that is the way that I manage my trade. That is the way that I trade some different pairs, or the way that I should want to be in the market, because probably I want to get things back and I want to get to break even as soon as possible. And subconsciously I trade more, and subconsciously I just focus on executing one trade after another. And even mentally, even deep down, I know that trade I should close it. I should take this profit. I need a win. I need some trade to be a winning trade. So it's better for my mental capital. It's better for myself to continue like following my set of rules and getting to break even the right way. But even deep down I know that, but I fail to follow my set of rules. And as you can saw, I trade way more than 1 trade a day. So you can see that during the first three days of trading in this week, when I limit myself to only 1 trade a day, and on the 3rd day, even I trade 2 trades, I still manage my trade pretty well. But on the last 2 days, I trade way more than I should. And I trade like 5 trades, 9 trades, and I really don't want you to see it, but what happened is already happened. And right now, I got some mental capacity recover after around 2 days, and after reviewing my losses. When you lost yourself, it is so important to realize that looking back at your losses, it may bring you some discomfort at that moment. But by understanding the reason behind your losses, you actually allow yourself to move forward and allow yourself to come up with a solution, with a new game plan, with something that can help you mentally and technically to actually overcome the drawdown itself. And that is what I'm gonna do right now. So you can see that even I tried to stop myself from overtrading, I still did. So this time I'm not going to limit myself 1 trade a day, because as you can saw, I just could not follow that through. So every day I try to say that this is the last trade of the day, but somehow I still managed to fail, and I still managed to trade more than I should. So that's quite clear that I cannot follow that rule. So I'm not going to say that 1 trade a day anymore, because this time my mental capacity, my mental capital, I need to focus on taking a good trade. And from what I can see, because I still got some really good trades. So that doesn't mean, what does that mean? Does that mean I still have a capacity, I still have a skill to actually design a trading plan that can get me some really good setup. That's the reason why I trust myself more before I enter the trade compared to me managing the trade in the real time. Because if you saw the video from the beginning to now, you can saw there are so many moments I got really good trade, but it's running to profit. I can actually overcome a lot of drawdown, but I could not close it. Trust me, I want that to close, but I hope for more, and subconsciously that mentality to keep me holding longer than I usually should, and you know the result. So this time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna repair myself a really good trade. I don't limit myself. I don't limit myself from trading frequency. That means I can trade as many trades as I want, but because you already saw me keep saying that one trade a day, but I keep breaking the rule. That means now I cannot stop myself from overtrading. So if I could not follow one trade a day, that means the rule is not working. So I need to focus my mentality, my mindset into another rule, which can help me to bring my account back. Even the chance is very small because now we are down 30k, and which is really huge. So what I'm going to focus? I'm going to focus on picking quality setup. I'm going to focus on building a really good plan for every single trade that I took, and I'm going to focus more on set and forget, which is more about using my stop loss and using my take profits at a very reasonable levels, which allow me to manage my trade just using stop loss and take profit. I still allow myself to manually interfere with the trade, but for the best scenario, I don't want to interfere because I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself enough in this circumstance to keep monitoring the trade and keep like scaling in or keep scaling out or keep moving stop loss or kind of stuff. Because myself right now is very sensitive period where I want to limit my decision making to the list. That means because every time you close, open, moving stop loss, moving take profits, or open a new trade, they are basically emotional decisions. And during the time when you are under drawdown and when you are over trading, well, I don't think that I can actually handle that kind of emotional decision continuously. That's the reason why I'm gonna focus more on selecting high quality setup with a very well stop loss and very well predefined take profits, and I'm gonna trust them. I'm gonna trust the plan, and I'm gonna let them unfold. And that's it for now. Even I'm not saying that I'm gonna take one trade a day or two trades a day, but I know for a fact that if I do take any trade, I want them to be following a really good plan with solid stop loss, with very reasonable take profits, and that is the plan for now. I know it sounds very hard for you to imagine, but it's really a situation I don't want you to see, and I don't want myself to be in this situation either. But let's see if I can get out of the drawdown, because right now with current risk, I still have around 5 trades. We are down 30k. And one thing, if you noted, I manage my risk very well. So subconsciously, over risk never a problem for me right now. But over trading, it still can be a problem. So let's see if we can actually improve from it. Or yeah, let's see if we can actually get out of the drawdown. See you on the next trade. And I don't know what's gonna happen, but we are warriors, and let's keep fighting, and let's keep improving no matter what. I see you on the next trade.
Day 12 plus 13.
Hello YouTube. So yesterday and today we have 2 trade yesterday and 1 trade today, and they are all in Bitcoin. So we're kind of long trade, so I think I'm gonna just save you some time and I just talk about their execution, because every trade is around 8 hours, 10 hours, so it's kind of very heavy videos. So right here, I got around 1.5 hour, but I didn't close. Same thing again, and price trade down, I close at break even. And then right here, you can see I shop right here, and price went to my stop loss. I got a little profit around 1 hour, but I didn't, no, around half hour. But I didn't close, and I got stopped out. And today I long right here, and I close for small loss. So that is 3 trade, 2 trade yesterday, and today we only took 1 trade. So right now, what I'm gonna do next is I'm watching US30, and they look pretty good for a bearish opportunity. I'm waiting a little bit for more confirmation, and I will see you when we are in the light trade. So today we are down at a very small loss, and I just told you. So basically we have only around 3 trades left. And yeah, it's very difficult time, but let's focus on the execution. I studied my loss, and I saw a lot of beautiful things, and hopefully that I can stay disciplined and yeah, focus on what matter. So I see you on the light trade. Alright guys, so we are in the light trade. Let's see how it play out. So another loss, and I think this is a good one. For me, it's a good trade. My access is not good. So we have around 2 trade left. I see you on the next trade.
Day 14.
Alright guys, so we are in the light trade, and we only have our 2 trade left, but like always, let's just focus on the execution. So I close the trade. The trade is pretty weak. You can see that there's a lot of rejection, and in my circumstance right now, I don't have a lot of capital left, so I don't think that I can actually hold this kind of trade when the things are not stacking in my favor. So you can see that is the first trade of the day, and we are up around just a little win. But this win allow myself to have around from 2 trades. Now I have a 3 trade left, risking 2,000 for every trade. So I'm gonna see you in London section. That is first trade of the day. I'm gonna stay very, very careful, and I don't know if I can actually get out of the drawdown, but the only thing I know is I'm gonna try my best. Alright, so you can see that after I close the trade and price trade down, does it mean that I was wrong? Well, in normal circumstance, then yes. But the moment when I open this trade, I only have around 2 R left. And with 2 R, that means after 2 trades, I lost the account. So my circumstance is not as where I can actually afford to hold the trade like I usually do. And that is something I think we need to understand, and we need to like, because right now my win rate is around 20%, and it comes to the fact that I really need a win, and I need a lot of winning trades, and even they are maybe 1 hour, half hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hour, I'm okay with that, because right now I need to increase my winning rate. So winning trade not only that it give me more mental capacity to manage my trade better, but also the winning trade is gonna give me more capital, more funds to actually, like in this circumstance, with 2 hour left in my balance, I don't think I can hold. But if I do have around 10 hour, or in the best scenario, let's say I am profitable, then absolutely I'm gonna hold this trade for the second or the third move, and then the third move happened right here, and I got 3R, right? And this kind of move is unusual, but it does happen. So you can see that even we know that we need to think in terms of probability, we need to trust our plan, we need to ignore the losses, we need to ignore the win. And sometimes when I'm planning a trade, I know that I should do that. But when you got into the market, even you want to ignore the past that you have a 20, 30K in drawdown, you want to ignore that and you should be professional. But when you execute that trade, if we lost, then all the losing things is going to be coming back together again, and our mental capacity is going to go down rapidly. That's the reason why right now, this winning trade, it's not only about making profits, but more about surviving. It's more about keeping my mental capacity in balance and keeping myself grounded and giving more capital for me to actually increase my chance of surviving. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna stay flat until London. I see you on London. Let's stay this one. Let's stay focused. Hopefully we can get out of the drawdown. This is not a usual drawdown. This is incredibly deep drawdown. Wait, okay, see you.
Second trade, London session.
Alright YouTube, so we are in the live trade London session. Let's see how the trade unfolds. And I'm gonna just focus in managing the trade. Let's see how it goes. So the trade closed. To be honest, I was expecting a little bit a better move, but in the scalping, you need to be very, like, I know exactly what I wanted. That's the reason why I get out. And it's not because of the drawdown so that I get out quickly, but I want the first impulsive move. And when I see price trade like that, it means that the first impulsive move has already happened. And it's this candle right here. And obviously, if now I'm gonna hold, that means there's very high probability that I'm gonna induce a drawdown, which may not be possible with my current account situation. So I'm gonna say today we close for 0.5 or after 2 trades. Anyway, I'm gonna see you on the next trade. Let's stay focused, 1 trade at a time. So I want just a quick update on the previous trade. So you can see that after I close the trade, consolidating a little bit and then trade very close to my stop loss. And probably I can actually close the trade at that time. Just for you to see a fact that sometimes break even or small profits or even small loss is so much better than 1 hour loss. So more detail about what you really are looking for in the marketplace. at what time, what kind of move, what you want. The more clear you have about what you want at the target, and yeah, the better for us to actually control risk and get out when market show us that now it's time. And that's what I am trying to practice, because I realize that it doesn't matter what is your strategy. Eventually, if you want to go deeper and really master what you are trading, you need to practice to strengthen your mental capacity, your mental muscle. Because trading is require a lot of invisible things like mental muscle and the habits, how to deal with different type of situation. So yeah, that's why now I'm gonna stick to Indecy and really try to practice myself to be just disciplined and to be able to making like optimal trading decision when the time comes, when the time is right. So I see you on the next trade.
Third trade, New York session.
Alright guys, so this is the third trade of the day, and probably the last trade as well. There is a little problem with this trade. I was not prepared carefully, but so we close the day for losses. So I guess that I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Day 15.
Hello YouTube. So new day, new trade. In the session, I am seeking for an opportunity in activity. I will let you know once we are in live trade. We only have around 2 trades left before I lost the account. Just trade as usual and focus on what matter. Okay. Alright, we are in the trade. So that is losses.
Final trades.
So you can see that I close 2 trades and I went down around 215R. I only have around 1 trade left before I lost the account. I'm just gonna focus on the execution. I will update you when we are in the live trade. I'm waiting for a trade to form. The scalping trade is gonna be very quick. The reason I do this trade because I need a little more capital, so we're gonna scalp a little bit to improve my resistance sizing. Don't worry, we are responsible for whatever we do. I'm gonna close the trade very soon. Trade close. Now I'm going to wait for a new trade. It's unfolding. Alright, so this is the final trade. The trade that I have been waiting. So here how it look like. It's gonna be around here. Stop loss is around 60 pip. No, around 80 pip. Yeah, and I am targeting around more than 200 pips. So I understand that there are a lot of things going on in one section, but when you only have around 1 or 2 trades left, and right now I'm trading with very limited in my capital, so I'm gonna be focused. I'm gonna execute every single trade like without caring much about the result. And this trade right now, I'm very happy because I think it's a good trade, and I believe that it doesn't matter if it's win or lose. I'm pretty happy that I got into this trade because it is what I planned for the whole section. I got some, I lose some, but losing is a part of the game, and I will, let's see how this trade play out, and then let's see if we're still alive to actually update the situation. But yeah, let's see how it unfolds. So far, there is some good trade, there are some a little poor execution, but eventually this trade, I think it's beautiful. So let's see how it plays out. So I lost that account. Yes. Let's go to the dashboard. Hello YouTube. So we lost the account. Let's check the metric. So you can see that I was very consistent with my loss. You can see the consistency score is like 86%. And in some perspective, I think this is pretty good, because when you are so consistent with your losses, it's actually a lot easier when you look back and study your losses. That is one of the good things about consistency, even with your losses. Yeah, and you can see it took me around close to 20 days. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, around 20, more than 20 days. Well, I think some people are going to say that I should have a probably withdraw here. But like I say in the very beginning of the video, the approach that I'm taking, even is going against the majority of people, but once I say it, I'm just going to stick to my words and I just going to do it. The next time I'm here, I'm going to do the same. And to be honest, even right now, I see this one as a big negative number. But let me tell you a little bit about the things that I take away from the challenge from this FTMO account. I don't think that we should lose the copy of account. I think that once we stay funded, if we actually have an edge and actually if we have a consistency, we should be able to stay funded over and over and over. That's the reason why I am going to stay funded in FTMO for some time. And that's what I'm trying to achieve before actually going for more funding challenge, for more profit. So I spent around 2,500 for this challenge, and I traded since February, I think. Yeah. Let's check there. Yeah, I think around February. So I spent around almost 3 months on the account. So if we actually divide 2,500 with 3 months, I consider it's like a fees for my forward testing. And I know that it sounds ridiculous when I say I am improving, even I'm losing. But the fact is, without the kind of losses and without seeing myself going through the losses, I will not be able to accept something. The first is the way I trade right now is unsustainable. I do see the edge, but the problem is I am not at a level where I can actually executing it properly, and that's the reason why the edge is not consistent. And the good thing is I know exactly what I need to do, and probably I need to text him back to private for my trading so that I can focus more on building the skill set that's required to help me with my consistencies. Because right now, top is cheap, and between you know that you can do it, between you know you have an edge, and the fact that you have the edge in your hand, and the fact that you can execute trades flawlessly day after day is very different. And it requires practice. It requires time to actually like training your eye, training your hands, training your mental muscle to be able to execute your trading strategy flawlessly. And that's what I'm gonna do for the next few weeks, for the next month, because this loss allow me to know what I need to do and what should be done. And I think the next time I am here, I'm gonna stay with the same approach, and I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna stay funded. I hope that when I publishing this kind of video, I hope that people see how dangerous overtrading is, and also wondering if we actually have an edge in the marketplace. And if we do have an edge, do we have enough skill set? Do we have a strong enough set of rules to actually keep us to be able to perform consistently in the marketplace? Because from what I see, the way I executing my trade right now, there are a lot of unnecessary losses. There are a lot of rules that I cannot follow probably, so I need to train more. I need to take my trading to private again, to train my skill set, to train my discipline, to train my patience, to train my mental muscle, because there are a lot of situations where I think this, but I cannot executing properly. And like anything in life, it requires practice. And the reason that I stay happy with this kind of result, because it gives me hints, it gives me puzzle, it gives me lessons, it gives me direction, it gives me like the next step, what I need to do to improve myself as a trader. And also, it stopped me from being hunger. You know, when you pass a challenge, when you get a few payouts from a platform or withdraw from real account, the next thing is scaling up. But after phase 1, after taking phase 1, phase 2, and even now, very seriously, I realize that there are still things that require my attention. There are things that I can improve, and there are things that I need to accept. And even I don't like to accept the fact that my edge is not strong enough. I mean, I can see that it is strong, but I cannot execute it properly, because it doesn't matter what kind of strategy you are trading. Eventually, you need some skill set, you need some rules, you need some kind of repetition to I mean, let's say this is your trading strategy, and for every trading strategy, it needs a certain amount of skill set, and it needs a certain amount of rules. But by trading the kind of challenge and taking every day seriously, you can see that I never over risk. I just trade every single day, and I try to execute properly, but sometimes I just got deviated from my trading strategy. So the more I trade, the more data I collected, I realized that usually we go to YouTube, we saw our strategy, and we think that after we saw some trader share a strategy, we just take the strategy and go and trade that strategy. And that is a thing why we fail so badly. Because any strategy is require practice. It requires a certain amount of skill set. And if we want that skill set to be ours, we need to practice like crazy. And if that kind of strategy requires a lot of patience, then we need to train that patient properly. And if that kind of trading strategy requires a huge amount of being disciplined, then we need to be very, very disciplined. And being disciplined is not something that we wake up and we have. And even now, I do understand that I have a certain amount of things that I feel very happy about. But I also do understand that I have a certain things that I need to improve. Otherwise, I'm going to repeat the same thing. And I don't want to just show losses. I want to be transparent, but I want to create values in my video as well. And if every video is just about losing, then it's gonna be looking like I am taking advantage of loss or something is crazy. Because every video is like $200, $300, and the time that I brought into it is like 2 months. It's like, I don't know. It's just uncountable. And it's very negative in ROI, but yeah, I'm happy with my process so far, and I think that is enough talking. So I hope that this video, even is not really giving you a lot of motivation, I don't know, but I hope that it gives you something. Yeah, just let me know. I want to see if you can actually get some values from it, because I do, and I think that it's very, very difficult to watch, but I do personally get a lot of value from my documentary, and I always hope that you get the same things. And you know, even I don't know, sometimes I was tired, sometimes I was very emotional, but it never takes me more than 1 or 2 days to actually get back on my feet and start like practicing again. And I know that right now I'm not there yet, but I know I will. And so far, I never take any challenge and trade this long, and I'm happy about it. And I'm happy that you are a part of my training channel as well. So I'm gonna go a little bit private, and I'm gonna go and train myself more. There are a lot of things need to be done. So thank you, and I see you on the next video. Stay strong.